Hey guys, One Hoof. It is September 9th, 2025. So I'm going to make a quick video talking about the importance of doing good, thorough pre-flight checks of your RC helicopter. I was at the RC field yesterday flying my miniature aircraft Whiplash that you see right here, and I was talking with one of my friends, Raja, and he was encouraging me to step outside my comfort zone and try something new, because I don't do much more than figure eights, and you know, that can be kind of boring for, you know, people just standing there watching. Anyway, he encouraged me to do some 360-degree loops. Now, I had done 360-degree loops a long time ago with, this was after I got back from Iraq and the Army, and I had a little T-Rex 450, and I was out behind the barracks just, you know, flying around, still learning to fly, not really all that great. I could hover back then, and I still had trouble with nose in hovering, and I almost hit myself with that T-Rex 450. I had to duck, but to finish what I was saying about that, I did try some 360-degree loops. I don't know, 2 or 3 that were successful. Then on the last one, I made a huge mistake, pilot error, and I decided to reduce the collective. I could illustrate with my transmitter here. So you know, when you do the loop, I only have one hand to work with. You know, obviously you're pulling back on the cyclic to get the helicopter to go up, and the problem is, you know, so your throttle is up around full throttle or 3/4 stick, and the problem is when you get to the top, say my hand is the helicopter, you know, here everything's fine, but like when you go inverted, if you have, you know, up collective in there, now you actually have negative pitch in your blades, which you don't want that, because it's going to literally push the helicopter down. So normally what you do is you could reduce your collective so that when the helicopter's in the top arc of the loop, you don't have negative pitch in the blades, you know, because inverted, you know, that would mean that because of the orientation of the helicopter, it you know, instead of lifting the helicopter, it's pushing the helicopter down. So my first 2 or 3 loops, you know, I just kind of kept collective up where it was, but by the 3rd or 4th loop, I got the harebrained idea, which, you know, I thought it was a brilliant idea, to reduce collective. I don't know, I obviously did too much, because it was enough to get it out of the power zone, and the rotor RPMs drooped, and unfortunately for my little T-Rex 450, you know, RPMs drooped and the helicopter just dropped, and it ended up crashing. Okay, so enough with that story. You know, the takeaway on that, my mistake as a pilot was I didn't have it in idle up 1 or idle up 2. Now, if you do have it in idle up 1 or idle up 2 like this, well, you can literally like hover your helicopter and invert it, because, you know, you adjust the throttle curve, right? That's your normal mode throttle curve. Then you flip it into idle up 1. Now low stick is actually 100%. So that was my mistake way back in excuse me, 2008, 2009, whatever it was, when I ended up crashing that helicopter. But to bring this back on task, to give you my AAR, my after action review about a serious incident that happened yesterday with my miniature aircraft Whiplash. So, a full story behind this helicopter. I had it for like 2 years. It's been a great flying helicopter. I had a servo failure last October in about a 6-foot hover, and the helicopter just committed suicide. It just slammed into the ground in like a millisecond, like, you know, 1/10 of 1 second. You know, it was in a nice hover, you know, facing outward like this. I have the video on my channel, and it was kind of starting to go up a little bit, and then bam, it just like slammed down. And looking at it frame by frame in slow motion, you can see that it kind of leaned to the right and the nose went down. So I'm pretty sure that crash happened because of the servo on the right side up there. But the helicopter was rebuilt, and later on a windy day, test flying it after the rebuild, possibly pilot error, but again, that servo was glitching on me, so it could have been a combination of pilot error and also that servo failing. But to get back to today, September 9th, 2025, yesterday at the Air Masters RC field in North Bend, Ohio, I have a good friend and mentor named Raja. He was talking with me on the phone, and he was encouraging me to get outside my comfort zone. Try something different from my just same old same, you know, flying figure 8 flights. And so he wanted me to do some loops, some 360 degree loops. So I agreed to do that, and I did. The first one I botched. I almost crashed. This has the Bavarian 3SX fly wireless control unit, and this switch up here, spring loaded. You do that, and it's called Captain Rescue. And the first time I had to utilize the rescue feature because I had botched the maneuver so badly. And anyway, long story short, I did 7 or 8 loops, and I have the video on my channel. What ended up happening was I heard a noise with